Details of the news. Keeping with the promise to mark the 64th independence anniversary on a low-key, President Bola Tinubu on Tuesday led Vice President Kashim Shettima and other high-profile Nigerians and guests to mark the day in Asarak. The independence anniversary climaxed with a military parade held on the forecourt of the presidential villa, Abuja, amidst pomp and pageantry. Correspondent in Abuja, Ken Abuchi, sent in this report.
Standing as an anniversary guest of honor, President Tinubu was received on arrival at 10 a.m. by pipers who ushered him into the arena after an inspection of the quarter guard mounted by troops of the Guards Brigade. The president had early in the morning made national broadcast where he intimated Nigerians with plans of his administration aimed at ameliorating the hardship in the country.
On the security front, I am happy to announce to you, my compatriots, that our administration is winning the war on terror and banditry. Our target is to eliminate all threats of Boko Haram, banditry, kidnapping for ransom, and the scourge of all forms of violent extremism. Within 1 year, our government has eliminated many Boko Haram and bandit commanders faster than ever. As of the last count, over 300 Boko Haram and bandit commanders have been eliminated by our gallant troops in the northeast, northwest, and some other part of the country.
The president thereafter proceeded to climb the saluting dais where he took the national salute, a special guest of honor to signify the commencement of the event proper. The 64th anniversary witnessed a presidential change of guards. This paved the way for Nigerian Armed Forces color patrol and displays to symbolize Nigeria's national and military pride. The segment was followed by a Guards Brigade silent drill platoon which awed guests and other spectators, including cabinet members, presidential aides, as well as members of the diplomatic corps who were thronged to the venue to witness the festivities. Guests at the venue were also treated to a variety of unique performances by a combined mass band and displays put together by a cultural troupe drawn from the 6 geopolitical zones to depict the country's diversity. Guests who spoke to journalists expressed optimism that going forward, things will be better for the country.
Continue to be appealed to show patience, to show understanding, to show support for his policies and his programs for the people. Of course, the president is aware that Nigeria is passing through a very challenging time, but he also knows that we need to do this necessary sacrifice for Nigeria to progress. Every reform comes with its challenges. Ours is not an exception. We do hope that Nigerians will, at the end of the day, see the fruit of their labor. We know that there are a lot of hardships here and there, but we also know that so much is being put in place for Nigerians to enjoy at the end of the day. We pray and we hope, and we also ask Nigerians to show support so that at the end of the day, Nigerians will be better for it.
Well, today started with a remarkable speech by President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and he left no one in doubt in that speech about his belief in Nigeria, about his empathy, about his optimism that a stronger Nigeria that will serve our youth.
The event climaxed with President Tinubu signing the anniversary register. The president, joined by Vice President Shettima, leadership of the National Assembly, the service chiefs, the Inspector General of Police, as well as the National Security Advisor and Secretary to the Government of the Federation, SGF, proceeded to cut the anniversary cake and thereafter released pigeons to symbolize peace in the country.
The Minister of State for Youth and Development, Ayodele Olawande, has affirmed Tinubu administration's and the administration's commitment to the nation's progress, stating that critical decisions have been made across various sectors for benefit of all citizens. Speaking during an interactive session on Nigeria's 64th Independence Anniversary in Abuja, the minister urged youth not to allow themselves to be used by political actors, emphasizing that the government's decisions are in the best interest of the people. Olawande acknowledged the current difficulties facing the country, but assured that progress is being made, with President Tinubu determined to prioritize need of people over political interests.
Happen in a day. It is a process, and the process is where we are. And I can assure you, and we are pleading, and that is why we are continuing pleading. We know that there is hardship. It also affects us. We have families, we have brothers, we have sisters. There's no amount of money you can have when a lot of people are hungry, that you have money only if you are not for the people, only if you don't have the blood of the people. And you can see, majority of us, we are from the street. Nobody knows us. There's no how you can call my name or call my father's name and they will say they know it from where. Even in his town, they don't know him. That's the truth. That's the truth. If not for me. So I'm saying this. This government mean well for this country.
Dr. Omoleye, National Public Relations Officer of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, NYCN, commended Tinubu's administration for tackling inherited challenges while introducing policies to advance the nation. He highlighted NYCN's ongoing effort in advocating for youth development and encouraging active participation in national discourse.
The essence of having this conversation is to create a platform for individuals that our president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has given the mandate to pilot the affairs of ministries, departments and agencies of government, to see this platform as a means to communicate with the young people. Today being significant in our life as the day we are celebrating Nigeria independence, being 64 years. And we strongly believe that this such a platform, will actually, helped our young people to actually get intimated with the activities of government.
This is the right time for us to get a lot of youth participation in governance, and I think President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has begun it, and I think that it's something that should last for a long time. This is the very first time in my adult life that I've seen a minister for state for youth under the age of 35, right? He just clocked his 35th birthday. But more importantly, if you look at our demographics, 70% of Nigerians' population is under the age of 35.
Meanwhile, security operatives on Tuesday occupied the Eagle Square in Abuja and other adjoined axes in the area against the planned Oktoberfest protest. Recall that the organizers of the protest have been talking tough before Tuesday to stage a grand protest against increase in the price of petrol as well as general hardship in the land. For Abuja, the Eagle Square has been chosen as the venue for the protest. Correspondent Kunlojo reports that all roads leading to Eagle Square were on Tuesday condoned off by security personnel while vehicular diversion was effected. The officers prevented free movement within and across Eagle Square while armored vehicles of the Nigerian Army with personnel were stationed in front of the National Assembly, Appeal Court, the Federal High Court, among others. Those permitted to move around the Eagle Square were subjected to thorough search, while combined teams of security personnel patrolled major streets of the Federal Capital Territory. It was learned that some protesters in Jabi area of Abuja were dispersed with tear gas by officers of the Nigeria Police Force who insisted that there will be no protest. And on that, officers of the Nigerian Police Force dispersed fearless in October protesters gathered at the Utako Market in Abuja. The protesters had converged at the market as early as 7 a.m. on Tuesday to protest the hardship faced by Nigerians occasioned by government policies and programs. However, police officers promptly dispersed the protesters at about 8:54 a.m. The Oktoberfest protest tagged Fearless in October is a continuation of #EndBadGovernance protest held between August 1 and 10 in response to the economic hardship experienced by many Nigerians. The protesters, as early as 7 a.m., gathered at the busy Utako Market in the Utako area of the FCT, where the demonstrations was ongoing. The Director of Mobilization Take It Back movement, Damilare Adeola, lamented the hardship in the country, which he attributed to the policies of the federal government. And in Lagos State, Nigerians, mainly the youth, took over the popular Ikeja on the bridge in protest of anger. The protest, fearless in October in Nigeria, is a continuation of a similar one that took place in August and which lasted for 10 days. Galaxy News correspondent Lebi Joseph tells us more in this report.
The protesters, in their large numbers, walked from Ikeja through Oregun down to Gani Fayami Freedom Park in Ojota, singing different songs condemning socio-economic problems facing the people in Nigeria. They called for immediate reversal of fuel price, return of old electricity tariff, and regulations of prices of food in the Nigerian markets.
If they want to imprison all of us, let us go there. The prison shall be filled to the brim with the hungry Nigerians. We have lost our fear of them. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me repeat it. We are determined to march all over different areas of Lagos State.
The government of Tinubu should immediately end the hardship on our people by reversing all the anti-people policies he has imposed since May when he came to office, including the removal of subsidy on fuel, the terrible hike in fuel and price in our commodities. We are also insisting that the constitution imposed on us by the military regime, that is the basis on this unjust inequality. We are also demanding an immediate abandonment of that fraudulent document.
The protesters unequivocally claimed that the current economic situation in the country is unbearable and the people are suffering. They said it's totally wrong for government to sit back and watch the people suffer while the political class enjoy unrestrained opulence.
Nigerian people are here today to say that the removal of fuel subsidy has not benefited them. And they need the government to work to consider its national strategy, its political strategy to alleviating economic woes in the country. Nigerians are here today to say that the pattern of the government to criminalize dissent, to criminalize freedom of speech is not fair.
We are promised that in our lifetime we will not tolerate slavery. We are promised that in our lifetime we will not continue to cohabit with corrupt people. And that in our lifetime we shall not be sentenced to minimum wage when some people are ending maximum wage. And that in our lifetime we cannot be governed by the same people that our parents told us not to be like when we were growing up.
From Lagos, this is Lebi Joseph reporting for Galaxy TV News.
You're still on to the news on Galaxy TV. Coming up next. EFCC informs House representative that money laundering charges against Bobrisky were dropped due to his confessional statement regarding Naira abuse during court proceedings. Details of that and more coming after the break. Do stay with us. We are glad to have you back. Now, for more updates and latest news, please visit our website www.galaxytvonline.com. Connect with us on our X handle at Galaxy TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Galaxy TV News. You can follow and interact with us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Galaxy TV. Remember to follow and tag us on our Instagram page as Galaxy TV. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live updates and comment, as you can easily scan our IG QR code. As the country marks its 64th independence, leaders at all levels have been advised to reflect on the struggles of those that laid down their lives and make life conducive for the masses. A cross-section of Nigerians who spoke with Galaxy TV News in Abuja said the situation of things called for sober reflection, especially with the high cost of living. Correspondent Kolojo completes the story.
64 years down the line, Nigerians believe that it is not yet uhuru for our country, blessed with abundant human and material resources, but are still suffering. They believe that the problem with Nigeria as a country is multifaceted and that leaders at all levels need to rise to the occasion in order to make the country great.
To most Nigerians, October 1st remains an important and significant day in the history of Nigeria as a country. According to them, it's worth celebrating as it underscores the relevance of the labor of our forefathers who struggled for the independence.
Not a day that should be trivialized. 1st October should be seen as a day of great importance in the history of Nigeria, and so it is worth celebrating.
Significant, and it's a reality, and we cannot deny that we have come that way, you know. So, but what the question is, the significance is what is the advantage to we the citizens of this country? That is the most essential aspect of it. Like other countries will get independent at the same age. We have seen how they have gone so far in technology advancement. We have seen how they have gone far.
However, on the progress made so far since independence, especially with the present state of the nation, Nigerians maintain it is not yet uhuru as the masses are being impoverished on a daily basis.
All those difficulties is not good because then they are busy enjoying and we are busy suffering. Okay, from here to Diamond Junction before was 50 naira, now it's 300 naira, present now it's 300 naira. So how will somebody survive? Okay, before if I have 1,000, I will take me from Maraba to Diamond Junction, going and coming, turn and flow. But now if I have 1,500, it will not carry me go and come back. So all those difficulties we are passing through. And majority of them, they are not buying fuel. That is why they are taking fuel higher.
Seeing what is happening, the whole finger is pointing at the leadership. You know, the whole finger is pointing at leadership as one of our problems in this country. How do we fix it? You know, let us emulate countries like China. In the 80s, China was seen as the most populated and most poorest country in the world. But today, they are one of the richest countries. They even give loan to world powers. What was their secret? We know it. It's not a skyrocket research. It's something we can search out.
They, however, call on leaders to reflect on the struggle of the past and uphold the ideals of the statesmen that fought for the independence.
It's my expectation that the leaders of today should reflect on the struggles of the past and also to uphold the ideals of the statesmen of this nation, and also to do things in such a way as to bring lasting peace.
It's not impossible that we cannot advance. We can advance. It's just to invest in technology, invest in the youth. You know, by so doing, in 20 or 30 years today, we will not be where we are. But if we continue to embezzle money, you know, loot and take the money to Europe and dump it there and buy streets in the Europe, buy the best aeroplane, where will it take us to?
Respondents enjoin leaders at all levels to focus on issues that will bring lasting peace and solutions to the myriad of problems confronting the nation. From Abuja, Kunle Ojo, Galaxy TV.
Still on Independence Day, Oyo State Governor Engineer Seyi Makinde has called on residents and citizens of Oyo State to reflect on the current challenges as a nation and live in unity and peace for development, progress and stability of the state and Nigeria. Governor Makinde made the call on Tuesday at the 64th National Independence Day celebration held at the Lagos Salami Stadium, Adamasingba, Ibadan. The celebration themed Youth Digital Innovation as a Panacea for Economic Growth featured cultural display and march past among various schools, the police and other paramilitary groups in the state. In his address, the state governor, Seyi Makinde, represented by his deputy, Barrister Bayo Lawal, expressed optimism that better days are ahead despite the insecurity, social and economic challenges the country is going through, stressing that the Oyo State government is moving forward in unity. Governor Makinde equally noted that the Nigerian youth are armed with creativity and digital skills have the potential to transform its economy, adding that the potential can only be realized if the nation can ensure adequate access to technology, foster entrepreneurial thinking, and cultivate a culture of collaboration. And in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, Governor Dapo Abiodun led other dignitaries to the 64th Independence Anniversary Parade at the Arcade Ground in the state capital. Addressing the residents and visitors to the event, the governor called for renewed patriotism, prayers and deep sense of responsibility as government at all levels find solutions to the current socio-economic challenges in the country, while assuring Nigerians of a brighter future and economic recovery through critical reforms and initiative. The governor, however, asked for more prayers and support for policies and programs aimed at economic recovery.
Creating a brighter future for all Nigerians, ensuring that prosperity and their well-being prevails across the nation. We in Ogun State align ourselves with this beacon of hope. We are confident that together we will overcome adversity and build a strong and more resilient nation. It is important to recognize that nation building requires a collective effort.
Governor Obasani of Kaduna State has said that the 2024 Independence Anniversary came at a time of severe economic stress in many households as the nation is grappling with economic difficulties due to the unfair global economic system and years of mismanagement. Governor Sani spoke at the historic Ahmadu Bello Stadium in Kaduna on the occasion of the Nigeria's Independence Anniversary while appealing for more resilience. Governor Obasani, along with senior government officials and other dignitaries, led the Independence Day Parade, a significant part of the celebration marking 64 years of Nigeria's independence.
Economically, Nigeria has experienced economic growth, becoming Africa's largest economy. However, this anniversary comes at a time of severe economic stress in many households. Our nation is grappling with economic difficulties due to the unfair global economic system and years of mismanagement.
The Kaduna State Governor, however, said he will continue to do all he can to provide succor to the less privileged and the underserved.
The Kaduna State government, which are led by the grace of God, has been providing succor to the poor, vulnerable and underserved persons in the state. We are investing heavily in agriculture, education, health, innovation and entrepreneurship. Transformation of the rural economy is on course as many road projects have been completed and many others are ongoing across the states.
Youth affiliated with the Take It Back Now movement took to the streets of Mokola roundabout Ibadan, singing and chanting as they outlined their demands. At 64 years of independence, they lamented Nigeria's lack of progress, citing widespread hunger, insecurity, and a struggling education system. The protesters urged the government to prioritize ordinary Nigerians' well-being. They also called for an end to oppressive rules and demanded transparency in governance. The group called for accountability and an end to oppressive rule, emphasizing the need for urgent change. The protest saw a significant security presence, but officers remained civil, ensuring that the protest is within the ambit of the law and ensuring free flow of traffic.
You can't keep telling people to endure when you are living an extravagant life, when you are spending ostentatiously, when you are spending in such a way that, in fact, the 10th generation that are coming will not be able to recover. All what we are seeing is lavish spending, and Nigerians are hungry. Nigerians are not happy. You can't even go with the 70,000 minimum wage that they have not even been paid. You can't even go to the market and buy a bag of rice. How is that possible? Why are we at this situation? Why are we at this current position we find ourselves? It is because of bad leadership.
The proposed Fearless in October protest failed to hold across the 3 senatorial districts of Ogun State as people were seen going around their normal businesses. Our correspondent observed heavy presence of security operatives who were all well prepared for any unforeseen circumstances across major cities of the state as a planned nationwide protest begins in parts of the country. Speaking with journalists, the State Commissioner of Police, Abiodun Alamutu, said the situation across the state remained calm, stressing that there is no single record of protest across the state.
Consulted with all critical stakeholders in the state. We are to exhort them to speak with their words, to shun any violent demonstration. I think it's working. For now, there has not been any sign of any violence, any protest in the state. But we are seeing on ground monitoring. Like we said, protest is a fundamental right. What we have objection against is the situation where some people will cash in on a peaceful protest to cause unnecessary crisis in the state.
Residents of Warri South and Uwe local government area of Delta State have shunned the planned October 1st protest scheduled to hold at the popular Ephraim roundabout. The policemen and soldiers of the 3rd Battalion Nigerian Army dominated the venue to prevent any breakdown of law and order. Correspondent Dele Fasombu went around the Delta communities, completes the story.
Patrol vans from the area command and other divisions as early as 6 a.m. made their presence felt as organizers of the planned protest, which was to hold at 8 a.m., were nowhere to be found. Some residents spoke on the threat posed by the presence of security operatives.
You see, you don't blame people when you cannot find people on the street protesting. It's not because they don't want to protest. Because when people are not happy and when people come out here to protest and they find other people distracting them, maybe military or police, whatever, distracting them in one way or the other, nobody will come out to protest because they are not enjoying what they are seeing. So I think that is the reason nobody is protesting.
Police, they scare people away for protesting. They when you come out that you want to protest, the army, they protect the people. They come out to protect, but the police people, I don't know whether they are not well trained, they can open fire on anybody, so people are afraid to protest. So that is why it is not come out.
On the significance of Nigeria's independence, the residents lament over the present economic challenges.
I don't think somebody who is hungry will come out and start, celebrating. You cannot celebrate when you are hungry. I don't see any reason. Let me give you an example. For instance, as I am now, I wake up in the morning and I cannot find what to eat. I don't think there is any reason for me to come out and start celebrating, playing music, jubilating. when others, some few people are celebrating, while majority are lamenting. So there is no reason of celebrating. As I am now, so years back, I used to put on green and white. You know, even when I'm not coming out to do anything, but I put on green and white because that is what I grew up seeing every October 1st. Right now, you go to the streets, go everywhere. Nobody's putting on green and white. Go to shops.
I am at a full roundabout in the local government area of Delta State, where a group under the aegis of concerned Deltans were supposed to come here and protest. By my time here, I see it's about few minutes to 10. They promised to converge by 8 o'clock a.m., but nobody is here. Like you see behind me, these policemen and the military patrolling, ensuring that nobody comes here to protest, saying the lives and property of the citizen is their primary concern. The situation right now is that people are going about their normal businesses as no protest was held in Warri and Uwe environs. From a phone in Delta State, Daily Fast reporting for Galaxy TV News.
As Nigeria celebrates its 64th independence anniversary, some traditional rulers in Ogun State have called on residents of the state to be prayerful for the peace and development of the country at large. Speaking to Galaxy TV News on the sidelines of the 2024 Independence Day celebration in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, the monarchs acknowledged the hardship Nigerians are currently faced with. They, however, called on President Bola Tinubu to do the needful as well as assuage the pains of Nigerians, while noting that the economic downturn is not peculiar to Nigeria alone. They also called on residents of the state to be patriotic residents.
Presently, there is global crisis. It's not peculiar to our nation. So, even if we go to other countries or neighboring nations, we will understand that this is not only limited to our country. So therefore, we should be prayerful, and then we should be a patriotic citizen, so that things will flow properly and amicably.
A message to the people, to the entire Nigeria, is that we should just endure for a while. We all understand the situation of economy, what we are going through right now. We should be patient and pray for our nation, that at the end of the day, we all have the cause to thank God once again.
My prayer is the government should do the needful to relieve all the Nigerians. And my advice to Nigerians as a whole, we all just to be patient with the government. It's not easy. Rome was not built in a day. Therefore, it's a matter of time we get there. We just need to thank God. So far, so good. We are still living.
Now to the story teased earlier. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has informed the House of Representatives that money laundering charges against Bobrisky were dropped due to his confessional statement regarding naira abuse during court proceedings. The EFCC denied any allegations of bribery against its officials, stating that the decision to amend charges falls within its legal authority. Bilikis Buhari, representing the EFCC, had the investigation into the bribery allegations involving officers of the EFCC and personnel of the Nigeria Correctional Service (NCOS), emphasized that there was no financial inducement to any member of the commission. She noted all actions taken were in line with the core value of the commission. The chairman of the Joint Committee, Jinja Wusibe, stated that during the next session, the individual who recorded the controversial audio that sparked the bribery allegation must appear before the committee for further clarification.
Standing the unequivocal confession of the ex-convict, convicting the essential ingredients in counts 5 and 6 of the charge, and having indicated willingness to plead guilty to counts 1 and 4 of the charge, which has to do with mutilating of the naira currency, the prosecution in total fidelity and conduct its oath and strict adherence to professional practice of not only disclosing exculpatory documents to defense, having received a report of investigation activities from SCUMO, which showed that Bob Express is not a designated non-financial business and profession. decided to drop counts 5 and 6 of the charge in the interest of justice.
We have powers to scrutinize those accounts. And you can be sure, like I said earlier, that we are going to trace this, the movement of these monies to the final destination. That is one. Secondly, there is the person who actually recorded that video, that audio. In our next sitting, should be here.
And to other stories. Despite the Federal High Court Abuja's ruling preventing the Independent National Electoral Commission from releasing the voter register for the October 5th local government election in Rivers State, the Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has insisted that the election would hold on the set date as a result of another court order. The governor made the remarks when he visited the headquarters of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission to ascertain their preparedness. According to Governor Fubara, the state electoral umpire informed them of a subsistent court order for the election to hold.
Our election will hold on the 5th of October. I'm aware that RISEC told me they already had an order mandating them to conduct the election on the 5th and the security agencies to support them. So I think with that order, the election will hold.
Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has enjoined the people of the state to protect the dignity of the state and put Rivers first in order to. The governor made this known when he received an audience and a job pressure group who mobilized what they termed independent support for the governor against those who described as enemies of the state. According to Governor Fubara, who received hundreds of the group members at the government house in Port Harcourt, the state will be free of crime and hunger if the people put it first. Also speaking, the group leader, Jack Rich Sobumabo, said the group will fight for the governor as they stand for peace.
We must defend the dignity of our state. We must ensure that the commonwealth of this state belongs to everyone. That is why our slogan is Rivers First. Because we believe that if we take Rivers first, there won't be crime. If we take Rivers first, there won't be hunger. If we take Rivers first, there will be employment.
To talk to them that the government has very good intention for the people of Rivers State. And so we, the people of Rivers State, from our end, have resolved that we are going to support you. We know you don't have the strength to fight, but we are going to fight for you. I did not decide to talk. We know you don't even have the arsenal to challenge them, but we are the instrument they used earlier. So we are still available to be used.
You're still on to the news on Galaxy TV. Let's go on a break. When we come back, the news continues. We are glad to have you back. Now moving on with the rest of the news. Honorable Ikenga Mo-Igochiere, a spokesman of the Opposition Lawmakers Coalition in the House of Representatives, has called on the People's Democratic Party to urgently address the party's ongoing crisis, warning that continued inaction could lead to further loss of credibility. At a press conference at the National Assembly, Ugochinyere urged PDP leaders in the North Central Zone to convene a stakeholders meeting to select a new national chairman ahead of the next National Executive Committee meeting. He expressed frustration with the conflicting court rulings, particularly a federal high court order in Abuja halting the release of voter register for the Rivers State local government elections scheduled for October 5, 2024. Ogunchiere criticized PDP governors for allowing individual interests to overshadow the party's well-being, warning that failure to address leadership issues could harm the party's chances in 2027. The lawmaker also criticized pro-Wike PDP members for seeking court orders to block the elections, accusing them of avoiding legitimate campaigns and attempting to derail the process.
That an order of mandatory injunction be made and is hereby issued compelling the Rivers State government and the governor of Rivers State by themselves or by their agents, servants or representatives to make adequate provision for election into local government councils in Rivers State and to ensure that the affairs of the local government council in Rivers State are conducted by democratically elected. The timeline for this election is as given by the Supreme Court, as given by the law setting up the State Independent Electoral Commission, as given by the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission law, and also as given by the directive of the federal government that if democratically elected local government is not in place, they cannot access.
Now, we move to the international desk for more news.
Hello and welcome to the foreign news. Israeli airstrikes has killed at least 31 people in Gaza. The Israeli military said that it carried out a strike targeting a Hamas command center. However, it made no immediate comment on two strikes on two houses Palestinian health officials said killed at least 13 people, including women and children in Nuseirat. The other strike on a school sheltering displaced Palestinian families in a Tufar neighborhood of Gaza City killed at least 7 people, medics said. The Israeli military said in a statement that airstrike targeted Hamas fighters operating from a command center embedded in a compound that had previously served as Shujaiya School. It accused Hamas of using the civilian population and facilities for military purposes, which Hamas denies. Tens of thousands of dock workers have gone on strike indefinitely at ports across much of the U.S., threatening significant trade and economic disruption ahead of the presidential election and the busy holiday shopping season. Members of the International Longshoremen's Association walked out on Tuesday at 14 major ports along the East and Gulf Coast, halting container traffic from Maine to Texas. The action marks the first such shutdown in almost 50 years. President Joe Biden has the power to suspend the strike for 80 days for further negotiations, but the White House has said he is not planning to act. Talks have been stalled for months and the current contract between parties expired on Monday. The White House said that President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris were monitoring the strike closely. A bus carrying dozens of primary school children has crashed and caught fire just outside the Thai capital of Bangkok. 16 children and 3 teachers are reported to have escaped, but 22 pupils and 3 teachers are still unaccounted for, to the country's transport minister. Thailand's Prime Minister said the accident resulted in death and injuries, but the exact number of fatalities has not yet been confirmed. Photographs show the bus completely destroyed by the fire. Investigators are said to have been unable to enter the vehicle because of the heat. The bus was one of 3 that were carrying children and teachers returning from a school field trip in the northern province of Uttari Thani. Transport Minister Suriye said the bus was powered by extremely risky compressed natural gas. Thailand's Prime Minister, meanwhile, has ordered ministers to visit the scene. And still on the foreign news, Israel has launched what is described as limited, localized and targeted round raids in southern Lebanon, marking an escalation in its continuing offensive against Hezbollah. Lebanese civilians are being warned not to use vehicles to travel south across the Litani River, which is 12 miles north of the Israel-Lebanon border. According to the Israel Defense Forces, the operation is aimed at the Iran-backed group's infrastructure, which it says poses an immediate threat to Israeli communities in northern Israel. Hezbollah's deputy leader said the group was prepared for any Israeli operation inside Lebanon. The group said it targeted Israeli troops with a rocket barrage on the Israeli town of Metula and the Avivim area close to the Lebanon border. Israel's defense minister Yoav Gallant earlier implied the army was ready for a ground operation, telling troops near the Lebanese border Israel was prepared to use forces from the air, sea and land to target Hezbollah. A 14-year-old schoolgirl has been seriously injured after a substance believed to be acidic was thrown at her outside her school in West London, along with another teenager and a staff member. The girl remains in hospital with potentially life-changing injuries following the incident at Westminster Academy Westbourne Park, which took place after school hours on Monday afternoon. A boy aged 16 remains in hospital with non-life-changing injuries, and a staff member, a woman aged 27, has been sent home from hospital after also being hurt in the attack. Westminster Academy said the teenage boy injured was a member of the public. 2 police officers were also taken to the hospital by London Ambulance Service as a precaution after they reported feeling unwell. The school is closed with lessons taking place online and many staff working from home. And finally, on foreign news, Kenya's Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has been threatened with impeachment proceedings by lawmakers amid intense speculations that he has had a major fallout with President William Ruto. The president's allies in parliament have accused Gachagua of undermining the government, promoting ethnically divisive politics, having a role in fueling the deadly protest that rocketed in the country in June, and of being involved in corruption. The power struggle has led to concerns of instability at the heart of government at a time when Kenya is in the throes of a deep economic and financial crisis. Legislators say they are preparing to table a motion in Parliament calling for impeachment proceedings to be instituted against him. Gachagua has, however, struck a defiant tone, saying he has the backing of voters in his native central Kenya region. For the motion to pass, it would require the support of at least 2/3 of members of the National Assembly and Senate, excluding its nominated members. Backers of the motion are confident that it will sail through, especially as they can now also rely on the vote of Odinga's party. But Gachagua has made it clear that he will not go down without a fight. And that's all we have on the foreign news. Coming your way next, entertainment news.
Welcome to Entertainment News. My name is Rose Blossom Mwe.
Nollywood actress and producer Lizzie Gold has lamented over the ordeals of being a producer. The Asaba actress, via her Instagram page, expressed disbelief at bringing the biggest masquerade in Igbo land to her movie set. She revealed that this is the biggest movie she has produced in the East, as she lamented over how it has consumed her strength. Taking to a comment section, her fans hailed her as they expressed excitement at watching the movie. Nollywood actor Yomi Fabi is alleged that his life is under threat as he claimed that he escaped assassination attempt. The actor made this known as he revealed why he was absent at the late singer Mohbad's coroner court on Monday. According to him, 2 days ago, he escaped from assassins and they still plan to kill him last night. He noted how if they succeeded, he would have been buried by tomorrow. Yomi noted how he didn't collect money from anyone, yet they are planning to waste his life because he's fighting for justice. The actor, who is currently in hiding, said he can't use his body for experiment. His statement left many in disbelief as he called out his lies via his comment section. The legal representative of the popular influencer Bobrisky reveals the reason for his absence at the scheduled appearance before a panel at the National Assembly complex, where he was expected to address allegations of a 15 million naira bribe. The panel was convened to investigate claims that Bobrisky, whose real name is Idris Okuneye, had allegedly paid EFCC a 15 million naira bribe for his money laundering charges to be dropped. Bobrisky's legal team, in a statement to the panel, explained that the client was unwell and unable to attend the hearing. Notably, Very Dark Man refused to share details on the recording that exposed the lifestyle influencer while insisting on his presence. Finally, controversial critic Very Dark Man extends a date invitation to Big Brother Naija Season 7 winner Fina following her public support during its ongoing legal case with the Falana family. The gesture comes after Fina's recent clash with fellow Big Brother Naija alumnus VA over their differing views on the legal saga involving Very Dark Man. In a light-hearted post shared on its page, VDM expressed his appreciation for Fina's support, announcing plans for a date after his upcoming meetings with the House of Representatives. Fina, known for an outspokenness and loyalty to those who support, had publicly sided with Very Dark Man during his legal battle, sparking a feud with VEA, who expressed opposing views. The clash between the two Big Brother Naija star quickly garnered attentions across social media platforms, with fans choosing sides in the debate. And that'll be all on entertainment news today. Thank you for watching. My name is Rose Blossom Mwe. Bye for now.
And that is all we have for you. We thank you so much for watching. My name is Iribami Salako. Happy New Month. Happy Independence Day.